With the end of the Excalibur parchment, there were still some loose ends. So I wanted to create a story that picked up from the Excalibur parchment, but at the same time was a standalone story. But there were still some unanswered questions. What about Stone and Mandy? Will they ever get together? What about Hugh? Does he recover from his wounds? So there were some loose threads. What did happen to the Druids? And then history has always been fascinating for me. So I love the way history wafts its way through society today, and you can see the tendrils sort of taking place. And I started looking into history, and I was looking separately at the Nazi era, World War II, and I was blown away, not by the military history, but I was blown away by the fact that there was a huge occult aspect to the Nazi era. Hitler and Himmler were deep into the occult, and that's what drove the Nazis to look for the Ark of the Covenant. They believed that the secrets to the Aryan race were hidden under the ice caps of the Antarctica, and so they had expeditions there. They had expeditions to Tibet to find out, if that's where the Aryan race began, and there was this occult stuff and satanic stuff that was going on, especially with Himmler, Heinrich Himmler. So I started thinking about all those things, and it seemed to all focus on history. Now, in the Excalibur parchment, there was that icon, Excalibur, and without being too much of a spoiler, that is taken care of. So they need a new. The Druids are still around, still have this lust, this driving power, this need to take power and to destroy Christianity, to destroy Islam, to destroy Judaism, and to bring back the old pagan gods, the gods of the underworld, and so on. Well, that's exactly what Hitler was doing. Well, one of the items that the Nazis were searching for, apart from the Ark of the Covenant and something else, was what's called the Heilige Lance. The Heilige Lance is the Holy Lance, the spear of destiny. That's the spear that legend says the Roman soldier thrust into the side of Jesus at the crucifixion. And there was this legend that was created in the medieval era that the one who controlled the lance controlled humanity, was going to be all powerful. So why not make the lance to search the item that they were going to be looking for? So the story sort of evolved around that, and I thought about the medieval era. So this is when Charlemagne was supposedly the first one to own this lance, and he became the Holy Roman Empire. Napoleon was searching for it. Certainly Hitler was searching for it. The concept of the Nazis and all throughout history, searching for these religious artifacts that would give them power, it all came back to Istanbul, and what was then called Constantinople, which is a city of incredible history, centuries of history, millennia of history, and all of the trade of that medieval time would flow through the city of Constantinople. So I knew I had to use Istanbul. I knew I had to use Constantinople as a source. The whole idea of taking the characters from Excalibur parchment, putting them into a new setting against the same enemies, the same villains, because I'd gotten sick and tired of villains always being communists, Nazis, neo-Nazis, corrupt businessmen, the church, and so on. I wanted to come up with new villains. And so my Druids are the new villains, and bringing them into the story, bringing the Excalibur parchment characters into the story, relic hunters, bringing that in, the city of Istanbul, bringing that in, putting them all together and creating the story. So that was the genesis of the Lucifer Scroll.